Hello, hello, hello! I am Kasasagi Usagi, and I am here with more Phoenix Wright. Easy Journey, Trials and Tribulations. We are on our last case, which I'm very excited about. I am very excited for this game to be done. It's been a lot of fun, but it is extremely exhausting sometimes. So hopefully, I have been told we probably can't finish this week, but I am going to try very hard to do so. It's the last one of the series, so I'm really curious what it's going to be about, because we're obviously going to get the secrets for Godot. I think everyone's going to be in it. Probably not like Emma, but like Pearls is going to be back. Maya's obviously going to be there. I actually think we're going to get a little bit of Edgeworth, because it'd be weird for him not to be in at least like the last game, or like this is the last one, so we'll see. I'm very excited. The last cases are usually buck wild, so. Shishito, the treasured Korean village heirloom, whose name means seven-branched sword. It is said that this sacred sword represents life itself. Though the branches may appear to be infinite, the choice is limitless. Like our destinies, the sword comes to but one end, one merciless point. And when the silver cord, the fragile thread that binds us to this world, is severed, the illusion is revealed, and the implacability of fate is finally laid bare. I forgot this game might be a little loud, so let me fix that real quick. There we go. Hey, Nick. Yeah, what is it? You know how I've got spiritual powers, unlike you? Sure. You are a spirit medium, after all. But just like you, if I don't keep my powers sharp, they get dull, right? I guess so, yeah. Glad you agree. Okay, Pearly, you're up. Pearls? So, that's why we need to go on a special spiritual hotspot tour, Mr. Nick. I am. It's time, Sprightly. Huh? I'm lost. What's this magazine you're shoving into my face? It's the New Year's issue of Occult Winter Spiritual Location Special. Oh, Pearls looks so happy. Yeah. It was nice. Having Monday off was, I don't think I spent it wisely, but I did my best. Maximize your spiritual powers with just one night of intensive training. I hope you had a good few days, Sprightly. Oh, it sounds too good to be true. I'll say, sounds more like a scam to me. It's at a spiritual retreat called Hazakura Temple. It's way up in the mountains, and I bet it's nice and cold, just perfect for training. Now I definitely don't want to go. You know, I think I've heard of this temple before. It's a famous channeling dojo. It's hard for even real spirit mediums like us to make reservations up there. Reservations? For a temple? Are you serious? Don't worry, I've already made special reservations just for us. Yeah! And I signed up for the special course. That's nice, and the timing couldn't be better, since we don't have a case right now anyway. Alrighty then, it's settled. We'll come on, don't just stand there. Start packing your stuff. Yes, Mr. Nick, you better start packing your stuff. Huh? Me? Why do I have to go? Well, we have to be accompanied by someone over 20 years old. Hey, I don't have anything to do with spirit power. The only thing I can channel is the TV. Yeah, Pearls is very strong. So, is there a heated pool at this Hazakura temple? No, but you could stand under a freezing waterfall. Sorry, but I think I'll pass. I hate cold places. What? No way! How can you be so selfish? Come on, Mr. Nick, look at this place. Doesn't it look beautiful? I recognize that girl right there. Nope, not going. I'm gonna be nice and toasty at home. What the? What is it, Mr. Nick? Let me see that magazine. This nun. Is she a friend of yours or something, Nick? This girl. It's Dahlia. My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I just want to say it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence. Honestly, how could any woman ever count on you for anything? You disgust me. But it can't be. She was found guilty and should still be in prison. Mr. Nick? I'll go. Huh? Hazakura Temple. I said I'll go. Yay! Isn't that great, Pearly? Yes! Oh, thank you, Mr. Nick. You'd do anything for Mystic Maya, right? Even walk over burning coals, right? Dahlia Hawthorne. I knew there was no way she could possibly be at that temple. But I just had to see for myself who this nun really was. Maybe you should put on something warmer for a change. Well, it's supposed to be cold. It's training. Her teeth are chattering so loudly, it's all I can do to make out what she's saying. Wow, Mystic Maya, so this is the famous Hazakura Temple. Pearly. Well. Oh, I love this woman already. Well, how nice to see you here. Welcome to our temple. Oh, thank you. Oh, my, thank you for coming all this way. Come now, you must have been cold. What's with the past tense? We're freezing into human popsicles. Oh, well, we are high up in the mountains after all. In any case, we shouldn't speak here. Please follow me inside. Thank you. I was starting to think I would... Oh, yes. I almost forgot to introduce myself. I'm the head nun here at the temple. My name is Bikini. Oh, shit. I wasn't ready for it. Bikini? That's right. Actually, that's my temple name. What do you think? It's a tradition to have one, and I wanted something that has a nice image to it. So I thought, why not choose a bikini? Besides, it makes me seem younger. Whoa! It certainly does. Oh, I signed up for your special course. Well, my, quite brave of you considering how cold it is. Young people can be so reckless with their health. Don't blame it on me if you become, one with those you channel. Reckless? Maybe you should take it easy tonight, Mystic Maya. We can come back another day. But You went through all that trouble to get reservations for me. Yes, 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 that's right. You've come all this way, so please enjoy yourselves. There's still time before supper, so why don't you have a look around? So what's a channeling dojo anyway? Oh my, you don't even know that? Forgive him, sister, for he knows not what he is saying. Well, just call me Bikini and forget that sister part. A channeling dojo is basically a spiritual power training ground. We have special holy items prepared here to help people boost their spiritual power. Holy items? If you train an entire evening surrounded by these items, it's quite mysterious. The spiritual power of these items seems to envelop you. Wow, she must have just gotten off the trolley from the land of make-believe. So what exactly is the special course? You must be incredibly devoted to be interested in that at such a young age. It's a training session where you sit on a block of spirit ice and chant a spell. 30,000 times, all while being showered in freezing cold spirit water. It's February now, right? You have to be careful this time of year. If you don't watch it, you'll catch pneumonia, or maybe even die of hypothermia. So be careful, you hear? How am I supposed to be careful? Oh no, I knew I shouldn't have signed Mystic Maya up for this. Sister, about this picture. Well, look at that. I must say I look rather divine here, don't you think? Yeah, unforgettable in every way. You mean it? Oh, I knew it. The makeup was pretty tough, but Iris helped me out. Iris? The cute little girl in the photo. She looks just like me, doesn't she? We're just a small temple here, and so she and I run the entire place. Really? That kind of sounds like... Sorry to cut in, but... This Iris, where is she right now? Oh, just listen to you. You haven't come all the way up here just to find a girlfriend, have you? No, that's not what I had in mind at all. Anyway, Iris is in the inner temple preparing for this evening. Inner temple? Yes, that's right. Iris will be back this evening. Why don't you go have a look in the main hall for now? So she's in the inner temple, huh? Oh, interesting. The main hall. I think it's even colder in here. Mr. Nick, do you smell that? It smells like meat and gravy. Yeah, you're right. I guess it's pot roast for tonight. Yum! Weird. Thought they would serve something a little more, well, traditional. What are you talking about, Nick? You think monks and nuns just sit around eating rice and gruel all the time? Mystic Maya is right. Oh, I hope there's mashed potatoes too. I love mashed potatoes. What a cute little acolyte. Greetings to all of you. Oh, hello. Wow, this lady makes Maya look like a 6.8 out of 10 on the weirdness scale. Your outfit. Did you come here for the special course too? Unfortunately, no. Actually, I'm... Ah! You're Miss Elise Duas... Oh, man, that's French. Duasanem? Dual? That's fine. Yes, that's right. You know of me? My name is Pearl Faye. I'm your biggest fan. Who is she, Nick? I see it now. Zavari, a fortune teller? I've got all your books, Miss Duanem. What a sweet thing to say. And please call me Elise. Yes, please call her Elise. Books? Mr. Nick, don't you know anything? Don't you even know who this is? Well, an author, maybe. Yes, and an illustrator of picture books. Picture books, huh? Oh, now I get it. I'm sorry, I didn't know who you are. I don't get a lot of chances to really enjoy picture books. It's alright. I take no offense to that. My books are nothing but simple stories for children. And really beautiful pictures too, Miss Elise. Your books always make me feel as if my heart is being purified. It makes me feel very happy to hear you say that. I do have to admit, she certainly seems like a kind, sensitive lady. Miss Elise won an award last year for her book, The Magic Bottle. Yes, a friend of mine secretly submitted a story I had written to a publisher. They liked it so much that they asked if it was alright to make it into a book. Wow, it must have been a really great story. Maybe I should try and write a children's book too. If I do, you can secretly send it to a publisher for me, Nick. Recently, I've accepted a sort of apprentice, you might say. An apprentice? He calls himself Loris Duan. I believe he's off doing some landscape sketches now. On Loris's behalf as well, I'd like to thank you for your support. Of course, Miss Elise. Anything for you. Why did you come to Hazakura Temple, Miss Elise? I can't say it. Here, I can Google how to say this name. I'm sure Google will tell me how to say it. Alright, and now I need French. It's definitely French. Yes, French. Yes, I love if we can just keep calling Miss Elise D-E-A-U D-E-A-U-X N-I-M N-I-M
Duna.
Duna? Duna. Okay, that's easier to say. I won't remember it, but it's the thought that counts. Duna. Why is French so freaking... You don't say half the letters in any given French name, and it's really frustrating. No, that's not it. I'm actually here to gather materials for a new book I'm working on. Wow! I can't wait to read it! Pearls is completely taken with her. I wanted to do a book with a more Japanese feel to it this time. So this is what you're dressed like you are? The children have a certain image of me in their minds. I don't want to disappoint them. What can I say? She's a really sweet lady. Wow, Miss Elise, you're dressed up like a mountain nun. Yes, the good people here were kind enough to let me borrow this. I'm wearing training clothes underneath my robe as well. I want a staff like that. You like the crystal spear? It's a real amethyst, you know. Maybe we'll find one like that up here on this mountain. Good luck, Nick. I know you'll find me one. Well, you'll have to excuse me now. I have to go help with the dinner preparations. Wow, you mean you're cooking dinner tonight? That's right. Would you like to help too, Pearl? Yes, I want to help in whatever way I can. Pearls look like she just won the lottery. Oh, I'll help too then. No, it's fine. Please don't worry about it. Feel free to relax and explore the area with your friend. Huh? But... Oh yes. Please take this. I think it will be of help to you. It's a map of the area. We wouldn't want you to get lost now, would we? This is where that murder happened. Because that's the rock. Where she was supposedly taking pictures, and that's the bridge. Yeah. The inner temple. There it is, on the other side of the bridge. Well, if you insist, I guess we'll take this chance to go check out the other temple. Okay, I'll see you two later then. Remember, you're not allowed to fight. Come on, Nick, let's go. At least we'll stay warm if we keep moving. Huh? Where did Sister Bikini go? I guess she went to the inner temple to go help that other nun. Oh, right. I think her name is Iris? Yeah, that was it. I want to find out who Iris really is, but I'm scared of what I'll find. Wow, look at this broken down old bridge, Nick. Yeah, and look at that big canyon below us. Hey, there's a river down there. It looks like it's flowing really fast. What's wrong, Nick? You look like you've seen a ghost. I'm just not very good with heights. Oh, hey, I've got it. Maybe you should face your fear and try hurling yourself off the edge. You know, 1, 2, 3, jump. It might just be what you need to get over your fear of heights. Yeah, death is a real good way to overcome phobias, alright. Anyway, it sure looks like a rickety bridge. Can't argue there. That's probably why it's called Dusty Bridge. Read it again, Maya. It says Dusky Bridge. Well, it's practically the same thing. Anyway, the inner temple is just up ahead, right? So let's go and check it out. Why isn't there another way across? Wow! That bridge was shaking like jello in an earthquake. And at least half of the wood on that rickety bridge was rotting, I bet. Not to mention the last part only had like one board left on it. What's wrong with you? Your face is all green. Can you not pick on me for like a second? I'm still trying to get over the shock that we made it safely across that death trap. Yeah, I guess I'm a bit surprised too. Yikes. That temple's in bad shape. It looks like it could collapse at any time. I guess people don't use it too often. Is this really where you're going to train tonight? That has to be it. It's kind of creepy around here, like a ghost might jump out at you or something. A spirit medium? Afraid of ghosts? Isn't it ironic, don't you think? Oh god. Man, look at this place. It's just a tiny freezing cold room. So this is where you'll both be training, huh? Huh? What do you mean, both? I'm the only one. Really? But I thought... Pearlie's just a little kid. She couldn't handle this kind of intense training. So says the girl who I can barely hear over her teeth chattering. Anyway, the real training room must be behind that door over there. Yep. Definitely getting the feeling it's back there. Even I can sense there's something supernatural about the cavern behind that door. Excuse me, but who are you? Ah! You're... Hi there! We're just looking around since we're going to be staying here tonight. Is something wrong? No, it's nothing. I wonder why she's spaced out like that. Don't you, Nick? Did you say something, Maya? Not you too, Nick. My name is Iris. I'm one of the nuns here at this temple. I'm Maya Fey. It's a pleasure to meet you. It's a pleasure to meet you. The pleasure is mine. Oh, please excuse me. I have some, chores to attend to. She sure is beautiful. And a bit spacey, I guess. I guess she's not used to talking with urban sophisticates like us. Nick. That girl. It can't be, but... The actual training area must be on the other side of this door. I wonder what it's like. Pooey, it's locked. Come on, Nick. You know you want to open it for me. I can't. You've been in kind of a bad mood lately, haven't you, Nick? Zavari! I know what it is. I-R-I-S. Iris and Nick sitting in a tree. K-I-S-S-I-N-G. A hanging scroll. It doesn't look that old either. Oh! Ah! What is it? Why did you scream like that? This scroll. It's my mother. What? What? It's Misty Faye, the master of the Current School of Channeling. Are you sure? Yeah. That crest at the top of the scroll. That's the special mark of the master of our tradition. So that's what the mark means. What is it? Nothing. It's just that I last saw her over 15 years ago. If it wasn't for that crest, I wouldn't have even known it was her. My own mother. And I can't even recognize her face. Maya. Well, we managed to make it across the Dusky Bridge. Nick, you look green. Are you feeling all right? Hey, what's wrong with you? Ever since we met Sister Iris in the training hall, you've been really quiet. Huh? Oh, sorry. Hey you, wait up! You think he's yelling at us? He must be. There's no one else around. Would you mind moving? You're standing right in my way. Oh. Hey, I know you. You're... Whoa, sorry, gotta run. See ya. Hey, wait a minute. Oh, nice to meet you. I'm Loris Danois. Liar, you're Larry. Your clothes may change, but you're still the butts. Shut up! I'm Louise. And I'm just here to do a sketch of Dusky Bridge. So it really is our Larry. Not that I get why he's pretending to be someone else. I could have done. So what are you doing with the last name Duane? Well, I wanted to start over again with a clean slate. He had a job as a security officer. He was doing pretty okay. A clean slate? You remember, don't you? Last time? The mask to mask case. After I started to realize I didn't like this guy known as Larry Butts. And that's when I came across it. The Book of Destiny. The Book of Destiny? What do you mean? The Magic Bottle by Miss Elise Duanay. It's so beautiful, so moving, so gentle. My heart felt cleansed. I was saved. Maybe I should buy a copy of the Magic Bottle. Wow, Larry. Wow, Larry would make a great book salesman. I really want to get that book now, too. So, she's the most wonderful person I've ever met. I'd follow her anywhere. Well, she certainly is a very elegant lady. You see? You see? Here's a photo I took of her in secret. Wow, that's a beautiful photo. You want a copy, don't you? It's okay. I just happen to have made an extra print. still, it's kind of hard to imagine you as a picture book illustrator. So tell the truth. You must have some kind of ulterior motive, right? What are you talking about? I don't trust anyone anymore, especially not women. Talk about a bad case of denial. Anyway, can you even draw well enough to make a picture book? Art isn't only about technical skill, you know. It's also about having a pure heart. And that's why I'm asking, can you even draw well enough to make a whole book? Now that you mention it, I wonder. It looks like you still have some doubt in your heart. It's true, I do. But when I first saw her, I felt it. Something inside me ended and something else began. Oh, Larry, it sounds like you've fallen in love with Miss Elise Douanet. No, you've got it wrong. It's not her. It's the other girl. Other girl? Uh-oh. I got a bad feeling about this. Larry, no. Oh yeah, her! My little Iris. She's really pretty. This girl, she's perfect. She's exactly my type. I wonder if she would model for me. I want to draw a portrait of her. Yeah, you always liked those model types, didn't you, Larry? Hey, wait a second. Didn't you say you were swearing off women? Huh? Yeah, that's right. Of course I have. I have basically. But Iris is different. I feel like I still have one chance left at the jury. This guy will never change. Everyone! Hey, Pearly! Dinner preparations are complete. Please come quickly to the main hall. Alright, I can't wait to dig in, Pearly. I'm going to go to the inner temple and call Sister Iris. I also want to have a look at where Mystic Maya is going to be training. Boy, am I stuffed. Are you sure it's alright to eat that much before your training? Well, this kind of training is a battle of endurance. Mystic Maya, please don't do anything that might put your health at risk. No pain, no gain, I guess. No, I'm still worried about you. Well, let's not dilly-dally shilly-shally. You must get ready for tonight. Dilly-dally shilly-shally. Good luck, Maya. Alright, here I go. I'll see you all tomorrow, I guess. Iris, please ring the bell at 10 for lights out, alright? I'm taking a sippy. Dilly-dally shilly-shally is a big, I guess, meme in Final Fantasy VII. Specifically in the Advent Children movie. Because there was some common, I don't know the exact wording, but there was some common Japanese saying that didn't translate quite right into English. And so they had Aerith and both Tifa in these really serious moments when Cloud is contemplating his life. And they're just like, out of nowhere, dilly-dally, shilly-shally. And it like, he's like, oh yeah. And I'm like, oh Jesus Christ. It's so bad. And it's not like, it's not the right thing. That wasn't the right way to translate that at all. But just the Tifa insistently going, dilly-dally, shilly-shally. Dilly-dally, shilly-shally. Oh, it's so funny. Oh, it's an absolute disaster. Yes, Sister Bikini. And then, After you ring the bell, I want you to come join us at the training hall. I understand, Sister Bikini. Maya and Bikini really seem excited about this training thing tonight. Well, Pearl, what are you going to do tonight? Well, if you'd like, you can come to my room. Perhaps we can read some books together. Really? I'd love to. I'm not very good at reading. Well then, would you like to practice reading with me? I'd love to. Pearls is absolutely smitten with Miss Douanet. So, Larry, what are you going to do? Me? Well... I'm just gonna hang out in my room. I can't stand the cold at all. I totally hear you there. Miss Elise, so for example, how do you read this? It says gravely. It says gravely. That's kind of a tough word. Oh, okay. And what about this word? That's another tough one. It says roast. What kind of book is she reading anyway? Well, I'm going to go wash the dishes and help clean up. I'll visit you when I'm done, Miss Elise. Well, not much to do except head to my room and huddle under the covers, I guess. Ugh, it's a whole different type of cold up here in the mountains. Why couldn't the nearest bathroom just be a little closer to my room? Mr. Wright? Yeah. Oh, Miss Douanet, are you going to use the bathroom too? No. But have you seen Pearl? No, not since after dinner. I thought she said she was going to go to your room. I know, but she never showed up. I'm going to go look for her. Excuse me. Miss Elise Douanet, a woman as mysterious in origin as her last name. But the really mysterious one is... Oh! Sister Iris. Good evening. The really mysterious one is this girl. Are you on your way to the bathroom too, Mr. Wright? I can't let this chance pass me by. I should try to talk with her, and maybe get some answers. Your sister Iris, right? Yes. So, when did you come to Hazakura Temple? I don't remember. Ever since I was a small child, the temple has been my home. So you've never left? Well, I don't have any family left to take care of me. Sister Bikini, I've come to think of her as my real mother, as it were. There's something really, really strange about this whole situation, and I honestly can't put my finger on it. This would make more sense. So you remember the last trial we did, and Dahlia got thrown over the bridge and landed into the river? It would make more sense that she ended up here, but she didn't. She returned to life and went to college and then caused more murder to happen. To come back here is bizarre. If she'd just been thrown in the river and stayed here, that would make all this whole thing make more sense. I'm very curious as how this all came to be and why she would go back here anyway. I see. But didn't you go to college? And maybe enroll in the Ivy University Literature Department? No, I never had an interest in going to a big university like that. My training is all the education I need. Maybe, yeah. I see. That doesn't change the fact that she should be in prison right now. But once in a while, when I get the chance, I make a trip to the nearby town. I can use a computer and a cell phone too. That's not exactly something worth bragging about. But I don't see any psyche locks. So I guess that means she's not lying. Please don't stare at me like that. What kind of place is this anyway? I heard it's for training to increase your spiritual power or something like that. It must seem awfully crazy to normal people like you. Well, I have to admit, it is a whole different world up here. I'm glad to hear you say that. Huh? Talking with dead people. Who does it help anyway? I hate it. Really? So then why stay in a place like this? Ah! Is something wrong? I didn't realize it was so late. I have to go and ring the bell for lights out. So yeah, she was, the only difference between this girl and the girl that we keep referring back to is that she had bright red hair, which doesn't mean anything. But she was involved, she tried, this girl, at least the girl that, whatever this girl may be, she tried to get Phoenix, she had Phoenix on trial for murder and almost got him wrongly accused. And then she caused a whole different murder when she was 14. She is a problem. Yeah, she got her sister killed. She killed her sister. Then got at somebody else executed. She poisoned a defense attorney who was probably going to get her. Yeah, she is like, 5 is not an under-exaggeration. Like, 5 is not an exaggeration. I do believe it's been something close to that in just the two trials we've had with her. I guess it's almost 10 now, huh? Mr. Wright. Yes? If it's all right with you, I would like you to have this. But this is your hood. It has the power to protect you from evil spirits. Come to think of it, Sister Bikini was wearing one of those too. I pray for your safety on this dark, cold night. Oh, she's gonna kill us. I'm sorry, but I must bid you good night. I think so the last trial we had, Phoenix was in the hospital. And that's why he was going over the previous case we did. There's a bit of, like, weird going back and forth in time. I think she does try and kill us. Wait a minute. Sister Iris! Yes? Just now, you called me by my name. You said Mr. Wright. How did you know my name? I never introduced myself to you. That's... Sister Iris, please tell me the truth. You and I... Have we met before? Oh, 5 of them. Iris. Oh, it's almost 10. Perhaps we can speak again. Tomorrow. Oh, 5 of them. That is not something I can break. So my hunch was correct. She does know me. I'll have to try and talk with her again tomorrow. We ain't gonna make it to tomorrow. What the? That blood-curdling scream came from the courtyard. Scream. I'm sure it came from around here. Ah! Someone's there! On the ground! Miss Joanne! I just stepped on something soft. Uh-oh. Hey! Don't step on my tummy like that! What are you doing there lying in the snow? I was passed out! What do you think? So that blood-curdling scream was you? Forget about that! Hurry up and call the police! Is there even a phone in the main hall? No, but we still get reception up here in the mountains. You must have a cell phone on you, right? I didn't bring it with... Oh, you're useless. I mean, even Iris has a cell phone. We've got no choice. You'll have to use the public phone by Dusty Bridge. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Run as fast as you can. Yes, ma'am. If you don't hurry, Iris will... Iris will... Yeah, it's her temple name. You're... Dilly-dally, shilly-jally. It's farther than I thought. The bridge is just up ahead. I have to go tell Maya what happened too. Ah! Dusky Bridge! It's burning down! What the heck happened? What are you doing here? Ah! Ah! What is it? Is it me? Don't scare me like that, Larry. I almost had a heart attack. My name isn't Larry, it's Laurice. Larry, hurry up and call the police. I'm going to the Inner Temple. Don't be stupid. The bridge is nothing but a burning wreck right now. Listen to me. There's been a murder here at Hakazura Temple. What? What? The murderer might have fled across the bridge. I have to make sure Maya is safe. But... Please call the police. I've got to go. Get out of my way, Larry. It's too dangerous, Nick. Wait. I must have been crazy. I knew how dangerous it was, but I still went for it. Weakened even more by the fire, the rickety old bridge's planks snapped and gave way. And as I was swallowed by the eternal darkness that surrounded me, a final, terrified scream rose up to pierce the frozen air of that harrowing night. Oh, means. Usually we have a trial after this. I don't know how we do that, considering. Oh, we're good. Who could that be at this time of night? Yes. Oh, I'm so excited. Edgeworth speaking. Edgy, get up! It's an emergency. Larry, do you know what time it is? It's not Larry, it's Laurice. Laurice Douanet. This is nothing more than a terrible nightmare. I'll just roll over and... Wait! Don't hang up! It's an emergency. It's Nick. He took a really nasty spill. Well, it wouldn't be the first time, so... I'm not joking. His life is in danger. What? What happened? Tell me. Talk about a guy with bad luck. He may already be dead. Anyway, you've got to come back. You're the only one that can help. My Iris. My beautiful Iris. She needs help. Alright. I don't know what's going on, but I'll be there as soon as I can. I'm at the detention center. Please hurry. It's been 1 year since I left that country. I thought I wouldn't have to see him again for a while. Sounds like it won't be a pretty reunion, as if I expected anything to change. You're late, Edgy! What took you so long? I don't want to hear it. I chartered a private jet to come as quickly as I could. Well, you should have chartered a faster one. Anyway, just listen. I hope so. I'm so fucking excited if we actually get to play as Edgeworth. Something happened to Miss Elise, and Nick is Maya, and Iris is Iris's bikini. Say something, Edgy. Before I came here, I stopped by the hospital and paid Wright a visit. I believe I have a better understanding of the situation than you at this point. The murder victim was the picture book author, Miss Elise Douanet. She was found by Wright and the head nun. Suspect is the temple's younger nun. Then later, while Wright was crossing the bridge, it broke and he fell into the river. The hospital says that he'll need at least 2 days of bed rest. Yes, that's right. You got it. But they arrested her, my sweet little Iris. And here I was, convinced he was the one the police had arrested. However, I still don't understand what these 2 items are for. What are you talking about? They're things Wright gave me when I was leaving his room. This is the first. He said some nonsense about being able to see into people's hearts with this. And the other. He couldn't possibly be asking what I think he is, could he? I'm begging you, Iris's trial starts tomorrow. With Nick out of the picture, you're all I've got left. You're the only one that can represent her. What did you just say? You know, represent, defend. What were you expecting? Why do you think I called you anyway? I'm a prosecutor, Larry. A prosecutor. Do you understand what I'm saying? A prosecutor is a lawyer who... Don't talk to me like I'm a kid. I graduated from junior high, you know. Oh, you bet I do. Don't worry about it. I promise I won't tell. But I mean, I heard a paper badge. I heard a paper badge had no problem fooling an entire court before. How could this country's judicial system have fallen into such decay? Please, Edgy. At least listen to her. Listen to Iris' side of the story. So Wright wasn't joking when he gave me this badge after all. I'm shocked we're gonna defend her. When she obviously did it, whatever it is. Thank you for coming. My name is Iris. Edgeworth. Miles Edgeworth. I don't know if I can be of any help, but I will at least hear what you have to say about the murder. Mr. Wright, how is he? Mr. Larice said that he might even die. Fortunately, he will be fine. Larry, you moron. How could you say something like that? He was badly bruised when he hit the water, but otherwise he is unharmed. Thank goodness. But he's caught some kind of nasty cold. A cold? He's running a high fever and is drifting in and out of consciousness. I must be imagining things. This woman, I feel like I've met her before. Oh fuck, that's right. Edgeworth should know who she is. Edgeworth. Ugh. I feel like Edgeworth's someone who has high intelligence but low wisdom. He did not distribute his stats very well. He should know exactly who this woman is. She was his very first trial. I like this music, though. Pardon me, Iris. I would like to ask you something, if you don't mind. I have the distinct feeling you and I have met before. It must be your imagination, Mr. Edgeworth. After all, I hardly ever leave Hazukura Temple. Hazukura Temple? What's that? It's a place where those who wish to boost their spiritual power come to train. You need to undergo some very difficult training to release your inner spiritual power. Spiritual power. Did you go to that temple for that reason as well? No, I don't have any spiritual powers. I don't need them. In that case, what are you doing at that temple then? I've committed some sins. Sins that I need to pay for. That's why I'm there, and why I continue to train, to purify my soul. I want to ask you about last night, the night of the crime. Alright. I helped to clean up after dinner, and then went back to my room at about 8. Later, I left my room to ring the lights out bell at 10. Bell. We ring it at the same time each night. I see. And then... And then... I was told to go to the training hall, but I went back to my room and stayed there. Why didn't you go to the training hall like you were asked to? I was frightened. Frightened? So I just stayed in my room and meditated until the murder happened. There's more to her story, I just know there is. Maybe I should dig a little deeper. You were asked to go to the training hall on the night of the murder. Yes. However, you didn't go because you say you were frightened. What exactly were you so frightened of? What in the world? Is there something wrong? I'm sorry, it's nothing. Looks like she's not aware of them herself. These must be what Wright was talking about. The psycho locks. I believe he said that I need to present this Magitama item to do something. Alright, well, we're gonna keep trucking along. So do you have any idea as to what really occurred that night? I think it was the result of the tremendous spiritual power that was unleashed. A spiritual power. Yes, spiritual training has been a cause behind many great tragedies. This incident was just another example. Iris, I'm sorry, but I can't accept that. I'm a man of science. I don't believe in spiritual power. Yes, I understand. Most people don't. And I am certain that the thing that killed the victim was a human. So please, answer me this simple question. Were you the one who killed Elise Duana? No. I'm not the one who took her life. Those psycholock things aren't appearing. I suppose that means I can believe that she's not lying. What's wrong? I can't believe what I'm thinking. And here I just finished saying that I don't believe in spiritual power. It appears that's about all that you can tell me. Thank you very much for listening to my story. I visited Wright at the hospital before coming here. He asked me to take care of you. Me? Yes. At the trial tomorrow, he asked me to defend you. If Mr. Wright has that much faith in you, Mr. Edgeworth, then I will gladly entrust my fate to your capable hands. But before that, I have one question. Yes. Do you know Wright? Why would you ask that? Whenever you come up in our conversation, he would begin to act a little strange. Mr. Edgeworth, what is Mr. Wright to you? He is a very dear and indispensable friend. It was 5 years ago. That's when I deceived him. You deceived him. I heard that he was in a lot of pain afterwards because of what happened. I know what a weak person I am. That's why I thought it was best if he never saw me again. I wanted him to just forget about me without learning the truth. Well, if you ask me, Wright is still suffering. And until he learns the truth, I don't think he will ever be able to truly recover. Iris, it's not too late. You should go to him. Tell him the truth. I'll defend you, but only if you agree to that one condition. All right, Mr. Edgeworth. I promise. Very well. I will do everything in my power to get you an acquittal. I don't know what's going on here. She seems like a different girl, but she's very good at lying to people. That's enough information gathering for now. I should head to the crime scene. Oh, I guess we're moving to the crime scene. Okay, goodbye. It sure is cold, alright. So this is it. Dusky Bridge. Oh wow! It's you! Mr. Edgeworth! Oh shit! Detective Gumshoe. Long time no see! It's been about a year? Or has it been longer? It doesn't matter, Detective. What does matter is why you're shuffling around up here. Oh, ouch! And there's that sharp left jab. Well, I'm happy to see you anyway, Mr. Edgeworth. Let me guess. You were transferred by HR to the local precinct? A wise decision. The vast amount of nothing up here should be quite easy to guard. I heard you were back in the country and arranged to come all the way out here. Everybody was real nice. They even let me take charge of the investigation. Gumshoe indeed. Like gum on your shoe, he's impossible to get rid of. I'm supposed to report on the details of the crime scene, sir. Anyway, here I am, Detective Div Gumshoe, reporting for duty. Great. Thank you, Detective. I thought Prosecutor Godot was going to be here before me. That guy's a real mystery, I tell you. Prosecutor Godot. just got back into the country, so I really don't know much about the case. It's simple. Well, simple as is as simple does, as they say. Oh, you've got no idea how much I've missed that biting sarcasm of yours, sir. But seriously, this one's a piece of cake. There's a witness that saw the whole thing. A witness? Yeah, that bikini lady. Bikini lady? Here, on this freezing cold mountain? Well, you should talk to her yourself if you want the details, sir. I may have to talk to this bikini lady. I mean, decisive witness myself. So this is the bridge that Wright fell through? Yup, I can't imagine being that reckless myself. Look before you cross, is how it goes, right? Or was it leap? And is there something on the other side? Yeah, some old building they call the Inner Temple. But we can't get over there without a bridge, sir. What? Nobody lives there, so it's usually not a problem. But someone was at the Inner Temple doing some training, and now they're stuck there. Yes, I heard that from Wright. It's Maya Fey. Oh no, her again? Anyway, the air's really turbulent right now, so we can't do aerial extraction. No one's gonna be able to reach the Inner Temple until tomorrow, sir. Will she be alright in this cold? So how did this bridge burn down anyway? We're almost 100% sure it was lightning. Lightning? So who is this Prosecutor Godot? I've never heard of him. I thought he was recommended by Miles Edgeworth. That's what they said forever ago. But I always found that weird because his very first trial was... Yeah, he's a new guy. Showed up after you left the country. He's a complete rookie, but no one can say a bad word about the guy. What kind of man is he? He just became a prosecutor recently, but he's good, sir. Real good. If he's so good, how is it that I've never heard of him? Is he the lead prosecutor on this case? You bet he is. After all, you know who is right in the middle of it. You know who? Phoenix Wright, of course. For some reason, Godot has really got it in for Mr. Wright. Oh. Yeah, he seems to have some kind of grudge. And what would be the cause of this grudge? I don't know. Maybe he made fun of his mask or something. None of this is making any sense. I better look into Godot myself. So you're telling me the bridge caught on fire due to a fluke bolt of lightning? Yep. Last night it snowed for the first time in 3 days. It's a little unusual for lightning to occur during a snowfall like that. But according to the weather data, lightning definitely struck. Oh, I see. This is a very detailed weather report. Almost too detailed. It even has the exact times the lightning struck the bridge. Oh, that? We got that information from the witness's testimony. Someone actually saw lightning hit the bridge? Who is this witness? Sorry, I'll go ask one of the local cops later, sir. Am I done with you, Gumshoe? I'm gonna say yes. Yo, Edgy, what took you so long? I'm so cold, my brain's turned to sherbet. I knew it was a mistake to race back to this country. What do you mean? Wright is going to be fine, and the case itself isn't anything unusual. And I find myself taking a request to defend a woman accused of murder. Hey, wait a second. Hold it! Objection! What's going on here, Mr. Edgeworth? It's hard to explain, but one thing led to another, and... What kind of lame excuse is that? And you call yourself a defense attorney? Prosecutor Edgeworth is a prosecutor, and that's why he's Prosecutor Edgeworth. Prosecutor Edgeworth, defense attorney, just sounds plain old weird, pal. Right, Prosecutor Edgeworth? I'm not sure what role I am supposed to be playing anymore. Dude, Edgy. I don't see you for a couple of years, and your heart turns to sherbet. I'd say more like sorbet, but it's rather cold here. Iris didn't murder her. Someone else did it. I just know it, okay? So trust me on this one. Ever the romantic, aren't you, Larry? Nevertheless, I will do whatever I can to prove her innocence. At least until I pass the baton on to Wright, that is. Man, I'm telling you, Iris is so cute. Right, Edgy? You think so too, don't you? I think Edgeworth has never thought of a woman that way even once. What's wrong? Why are you so quiet? To put it simply, your comment has me highly concerned. Could it be that the reason you think she's innocent? Come on, a girl that cute can't possibly be a murderer. I was right after all. I should have never come back. No, don't worry. I see things for how they really are this time, honest. If I had a penny for every time he said that. It's just that, well, Iris is a delicate flower. You can't force things too much. Know what I mean? I have no idea what you're talking about, Larry. Oh, forget it. I didn't say anything. God. Larry, where were you and what were you doing on the night of the crime? Larry? What? Don't tell me. You think I might have done it? What? Get lost! Go back to your chartered jet and get up out of my sight, you creep! And I hope your plane crashes and you die! I'll ask just one more time. On the night of the murder, where were you and what were you doing? As I suspected. Psycho locks. I'm sorry, man. You know me. I just don't remember. My short-term memory is a wreck, dude. I cannot stand... I need to take Edgeworth and we need to get out of this game. Just leave. Like, dude, we gotta make a run for it. Hey, hello there. So how are you feeling? All right, I suppose. Oh, who is this? My name is Miles Edgeworth. My, a handsome boy such as yourself is always welcome. If circumstances weren't so tragic, I might just... Please don't call me boy. I'm sorry to trouble you, but I'm looking for a woman in a bikini. Well, you have found her. Now what can I do for you? I'm sorry, but I don't see any bikinis. If you ask nicely, I might give you a peek, big boy. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth. This is the head nun, Sister Bikini. She's the witness. Why didn't you tell me that earlier? This is exactly why your salary keeps getting cut. Oh, my stomach is already growling in protest. So, what's the latest about my beloved Iris? Well, first I want to hear what you know. First, I'd like to ask you about last night. Well, last night, we had an acolyte here for training. After dinner, the two of us went to the training hall in the inner temple. She must be talking about Maya. Approximately what time was that? I suppose it was about 9 when we left here. Training lasts all night long. It's extremely exhausting. The channeling dojo's head nun might be in attendance at all times to keep watch. Wow, you're right. That does sound exhausting. Detective, this is no time for flattery. Sorry. Sometime around 11, you witnessed the incident in the courtyard. But your duty was in the inner temple. Why did you come back here? The way you're staring at me, I'm starting to get goosebumps. I'm starting to get goosebumps myself, but for a decidedly different reason. Oh, you get the chills pretty easily, don't you, Mr. Edgeworth? Alright then, I'd like you to tell me exactly what you saw in the courtyard. It must have been past 11. Oh, no! I can't say it! It's too much for my poor heart. Hey, calm down, lady. Let go of my tie. I saw 2 people. One of them was lying on the ground. The other one was stabbing her from the back. With a sword! Did you see this criminal with your own eyes? I didn't want to believe what I was seeing, but it was Iris. You must have been quite shocked. Of course she was! Try putting yourself in her shoes. In It'd be like if you were stabbing Mr. Wright smack in the middle of a courtroom. And I happen to witness it from the witness stand. I'd be pretty shocked, too. I know it sounds insane, but that's what I saw. And when I finally realized what I was seeing, I screamed. And then, I passed out. Unfortunately for us, her testimony seems to be pretty solid. However, the idea of Iris doing such a foul act seems unnatural. Unnatural? The girl I know simply isn't capable of this sort of foulness. I wonder what she means by that. As the head nun, it's your duty to stay with the acolyte at all times, correct? Yes, that's correct. I know I may look strong, but the truth is, I've got a bad lower back. A bad lower back. Yes, it's especially bad in the winter. So bad that I can't even lift a bucket. Do you remember how cold it was last night? My bad back felt as stiff as frozen glass. I just wanted to take a nice hot bath to ease my aching back. That's why I returned to the main hall. So you left the disciple all alone. Don't be ridiculous! I would never do that! That's why I ordered Iris to the inner temple after she had rung the bell for lights out. Yes, but she never went to the inner temple, did she? So did this head nun actually see Iris there? I think I better try and get some more details. So, who is this acolyte that was to train in the inner temple? Her name is Maya Fey. I treated her very badly, I'm ashamed to say, after she went through the trouble of signing up for the special course. Special course? It's a training session where you sit on a block of spirit ice and chant 30,000 times. You don't mean to tell me she's still doing that over at the inner temple, do you? No, of course not. You don't have to worry about that one little bit. Last night, we still hadn't started our training session itself. Well, that's good to hear. Oh, dear. There's one thing I forgot to tell you. Uh-oh. I don't think I like the sound of this. Do you know that small girl? I believe she is Mystic Maya's little sister. Maya has a little sister. Oh, you mean Little Pearl? That's Maya Fey's cousin. Little Pearl. I thought she was going to visit Mystic Elise after we'd finished with dinner cleanup. But I haven't seen her at all since late last night. She's nowhere to be found. You mean she was with the victim? It's all the fault of my stupid, creaky old back. A little girl who was with the victim on the night of the murder is gone? As they say, the plot thickens. Ugh. You said that you went with Maya to the training hall in the inner temple last night? Did you happen to see Iris while you were there? Of course I saw her. I told her to meet us after ringing the 10 o'clock bell for lights out. So you're saying Iris came to the inner temple then? Of course she did. Iris has always been a good, obedient girl. After that, I had Iris help Mystic Maya begin her training. But that doesn't fit with Iris's story at all. She said that she never went to the inner temple. As they say, the plot thickens! Okay. There's something... Yeah, I kept seeing it behind Bikini. There are more Enza cushions in the corner of the room. What's that white piece of paper sticking out from under that stack? Beats me. Would you mind checking that for me, Detective Gumshoe? Yes, sir! Here you are, Mr. Edgeworth. It looks like an old manila envelope. Yeah! What is it, Detective? This could be it! An ultra-important clue! A super special clue! I suppose I should read it myself, then. Looks like a letter, addressed to Sister Iris. Tonight, at 10, at Heavenly Hall. Unless you want your secret to be exposed. This sounds like a blackmail letter. Nice going there, Mr. Edgeworth. Why can't I ever find clues like that? You're an ultra-important prosecutor, a super-duper prosecutor. Well, I suppose it takes a super duper kind of dumb to miss a clue like this. I still can't quite put my finger on, because you're right, Sprightly. There is a very concerning lack of psyche locks. Iris says she didn't do it, and we didn't get any locks, so that means she didn't do it. But Bikini says that she did do it, and there was no psyche locks about that, which means she saw Iris do it, but Iris also didn't do it. The only thing I can think of is that there is someone that looks like Iris running around. Also, this Iris is acting nothing like Dahlia, and if this Iris is Dahlia, which we have been very much led to believe, then it doesn't make sense that she's not the murderer. That girl loves killing. And this is where the murder took place, sir. Other than removing the body, we left everything else untouched. Thanks, Detective. I'll just have a look around. It looks like the police are still investigating. Oh yeah, by the way, I thought I'd better ask, just to be sure. Are you really going to defend that nun, Iris, at the trial tomorrow? Yes, I will. I gave her my word, and now I must follow through with my commitment. Well, in that case, I gotta be careful. Gotta make sure I don't leak the prosecution's whole investigation. Don't worry about it, Detective. Just keep your mouth closed, and I think most of it will flow out on its own. You got it, sir. I'll make sure it flows out like water from a tap. Yes, you do that, Detective. Just how much has your runny spout leaked over the years? The victim is the famous picture book author, Miss Elise Douanet. Her entire past, up until she won that writing award last year, is a total mystery. It's hard to believe in this day and age you can still find people like that. The estimated time of death of the victim was between 10 and 11 p.m. on February 7th. Cause of death was blood loss resulting from a stab in the to the back by the murder weapon. The murder weapon. The victim was found skewered with a giant sword, sir. That's terrible. Yeah, but there's one strange thing. Yes. The victim's entire body was covered with bruises. The bruises are consistent with falling from the height of a 2-story building. A 2-story building? That would be about the same height as that room in front of us, correct? Hey, you're right. Way to go, Mr. Edgeworth. That just happens to be the room that Elise Douanet was staying in. Maybe she was pushed out the window after she was stabbed by the sword? Now then, Detective. Let's see if we can summarize what we've learned so far. Okay, let's take a look at the map. According to the testimony of Sister Bikini, the head nun, right after they'd finished dinner, she and Maya Fey headed for the inner temple. At 10 p.m., after ringing the bell for lights out, Iris went to the inner temple. When she got there, Bikini had her take over while she went back to Hazakura Temple. After taking a hot bath to soothe her back, Sister Bikini witnessed the murder in the courtyard. If you want more details, you should ask Bikini herself on the main hall. The inner temple, huh? I'd like some more information about that place. The trial begins tomorrow, but who's the prosecutor? I'm pretty sure it's that Godot guy, but nobody can get a hold of him, so they're looking for a replacement. What do you mean? It's really weird. All of a sudden, no one can reach him. I wonder if the rumors are true. Maybe since Mr. Wright caught a cold and won't be defending, he just lost interest. I intend to appear in court in the role of the defense attorney. However, I would be quite unhappy if it came out that I'm actually a prosecutor. Yeah, I can see why, but I'm not the one you have to worry about. I think the real problem is going to be that judge. Yes, he certainly would remember my face even after such a long absence. That's why I requested another judge preside over the trial tomorrow. We've only met each other once. There's a good chance he won't remember me at all. Yeah, but what about the prosecutor? Everyone in the prosecutor's office must know you. Wouldn't it be a problem if someone there made a big stink, sir? There's no need to worry. I pulled a few strings and arranged for a prosecutor of my own choosing. Wow, Mr. Edgeworth. I had no idea you had such a powerful string to pull. Oh. I hope it's Francisca. I hope she's back. What is this inner temple that Maya was supposedly training at? According to Bikini, it's an old building they use for training acolytes. It's on the other side of the Dusky Bridge. The bridge that burned down, huh? Is there anything else on the other side of that bridge besides the inner temple? Nope, not a thing. Nothing? The other side is surrounded by cliffs on all sides. In a way, it's kinda like a little island there. So the only thing there is the inner temple. I hear it's not the kind of place a person could survive in. Please be alright, Maya. The main gate must just be over that stone wall. Ha! Stone walls. I jumped over a few of those in my time. Most of them are good memories, but not all. Detective, perhaps someone should introduce you to the concept of paucity of words. Ah! I just love skiing! Really? You don't, seem like the type. Well, what about sleds? Sleds? Nah, they're a little too kiddie, you know? Messes with my hard-boiled image. What's with the silence, Mr. Edgeworth? Is the world starting to go mad? The main hall of Hazakura Temple is above us here. Hey, you're right, but I'm pretty sure the main hall didn't have a second floor. Hazakura Temple was built on a steep part of the mountain. The front and back of the main hall are on different levels. Oh, that makes sense. But wouldn't it be easier just to build the place slanted, sir? I fail to see how you can consider that to be even a remotely good idea. So the sword from this gold statue is actually the murder weapon? It sure is. It's called a Shishoto, by the way. Nasty piece of work, sir. There's still blood on it. I suppose this is the victim's blood? Yep, it's all over the blade. And speaking of all over the blade, there are fingerprints all over the hilt of the Shishito, too. The fingerprints. Naturally, they match the prints we got from the younger nun, the defendant. Her fingerprints are on the murder weapon. What's wrong? You're looking really solemn. Is this how it is for Wright? Is this what it's like to be a defense attorney? Yeah, I figure it doesn't feel really good. To be honest, it feels more like it's detrimental to your health. It's a lantern. I suppose they light it at night. There's something elegant about the light of a fire. At the end of each month, I always like to relax in my room by candlelight. Detective, can you not afford to pay your electricity bill? How did you know? What's this? It looks like a wizard staff. That belonged to the victim, Miss Elise Douanet. There's nothing strange or magical about it. Oh yeah, listen, this is just between us, okay, sir? Yes, what? This is top secret stuff. Don't tell anyone about this. Alright. The truth is, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a wizard. That's it? That's what you wanted to tell me? That's it? The staff was made from a very strong kind of wood. What about fingerprints? Were there any on it? Just the victims. I also wanted to be a wizard. I think I got it all. I don't see Larry anywhere. Maybe we scared the poor kid away. His heart was shut tight with a number of psycho locks. I guess I'll have to look for him now. What a thorn in my side. I guess he's probably with Iris, right? That boy thirsty. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth. I came back because I needed to ask you a few more questions, if you don't mind. But I've already told you everything that I... Iris, please remember. That's true, Sprayly. I'm on your side. You can tell me anything. Yes, thank you. I like Iris's music. It's very solemn and soft. And sometimes Dahlia's plays. But this is good. I guess we're breaking her psyche lock? Oh no, here we go. I just finished speaking with the head nun of Hazakura Temple. She testified very clearly as to what happened. She said she saw you stab Miss Elise Douanet with a sword. And one other thing. She said that when Maya Fey began her training at the Inner Temple, you were there as well. What? When I spoke with you last, you claimed that you never went to the Inner Temple. And yet Sister Bikini says she met with you at the Inner Temple that very night. But I didn't go there. I didn't go to the Inner Temple last night. It looks like she's unwilling to tell me the whole truth. I wonder if I will find the answers I'm looking for if I break those psycho locks. I like that he calls them psycho locks.
Take that!
Oh, take that! Since I have been handed this case, it is my duty to dig up all the answers, understand? Yes, sir. The smallest flame can sometimes bathe a case in a whole new light. In my years in court, I've seen it happen over and over again. That's why I'm committed to searching until I have those answers. Now then, is it really true that you didn't go to the Inner Temple last night? Yes, I swear. I already told you that. Yes, you said you didn't go because you were frightened. That's right. If that's the case, then the obvious question is, what were you so afraid of? Iris, I wonder, is this what frightened you so much that you couldn't even leave your room?
Take that!
Oh, I don't think we've ever heard Edgeworth take that before. It's very good. I found this in the main hall. It is addressed to you. Oh, that's... Well, Iris? Why? Why are you glaring at me like that? You were scared of the blackmailer who wrote this to you, isn't that correct? Was it the evidence or the power of my glare that broke that lock? Oh well, I don't suppose it matters either way. But Mr. Edgeworth... Yes? I thought that letter was just someone playing a prank on me. A prank? Well, yes. After all, even if I did have a secret, there's no one to tell it to that would cause me any grief. I wonder about that. Sister Bikini is like a mother to me. I would never hide anything from her. No, you may not have anything to hide under normal circumstances. However, last night was different. Unfortunately, I don't know the exact nature of your secret yet. However, whatever it is, there is one person you didn't want your secret told to.
Take that!
Phoenix Wright. Ah! You mean something to Wright, it seems. And I can tell he holds a special place in your heart as well. That's why you didn't want him, of all people, to know your deep, dark secret. Well, what do you have to say? I should have expected as much, especially from a friend of his. After dinner, this letter was waiting for me in my room. As I said, I was frightened by it. What is this heavenly hall the letter mentions? It's a small mountain shack at the base of Dusky Bridge. A small shack? Huh. It's more like a broken down shack that no one would ever want to go near. Where is it on this map? It's around here. To get there, you must follow a small path down from Dusky Bridge. The reality is, to get to the inner temple, I had no choice but to cross that bridge. But the thought that such a terrible criminal could be lurking at Heavenly Hall... used the wrong voice, but it's fine. I was so scared by the whole affair that I didn't even want to think about it. So this is the secret that you locked away in your heart. Yes. It looks as though I may have to visit this Heavenly Hall now. Maybe I'll find some sign of our mystery blackmailer. In any case, you still claim to have never left your room last night? Yes, that's exactly right. The trial starts tomorrow. I promise you I will win. I'm going to win so that you and Phoenix Wright can see each other again. But when I do, you must promise me that you will tell him your secret. But it's pointless. Why would you say that? Because I may know who Phoenix Wright is, but he has no idea who I am. She's not Dahlia. We are led to believe that she is Dahlia, but she's not Dahlia. There is a... If I had to guess, I would say there's some sort of twin thing happening. It's the only explanation for a lot of things that are happening. That line where, like, I know everything about him, but he doesn't know who I am at all, screams that she is not actually Dahlia Hawthorne. And that she has been pretending to be Dahlia Hawthorne, which is why he doesn't know who she is. That is my guess. Because if there's an evil twin running around, this sounds so stupid when I say it, but if there's an evil twin running around, that's how Iris is in two different places at the same time. Oh my god. Whoa, not much of a view down here, huh? It's still better than the view from my apartment, though. Someone's here. Hide yourself, detective. Oh! Why? Why does this always happen? Whenever I find a girl I like, they always run away. I even chased one of them to Japan. Next, it's going to be prison, I guess. I'll steal that detective's wallet. That'll get me locked up for sure. Nah, I can't do that to someone who looks like he's down on his luck. He's just talking to himself. Shh. Be quiet and listen. I knew it. I shouldn't have done that. I blew it again. Done that? What did he do, I wonder? Hey, you! About what you just said, I got an objection. Ah! Look, edgy, you dirty rat. Gumshoe, you oaf. I'm sorry, sir. Before I knew it, I was shouting out objection. And in a loud, commanding voice, too. I even pointed with my finger. You've watched too many trials. I'm sorry. Okay, Larry, the jig is up. What have you got to say for yourself? Ugh. Oh, I was told to show this boy something. Come to think of it, when you were a kid, you were always saying, when I grow up, I want to be a lawyer and defend people, or something like that. That was a long time ago. But I see now, now you've got the chance to follow your boyhood dream for a day. Edgy, you've got to do it. You got to save my little Iris. Ugh, this is exactly why I hate childhood friends. Okay, I think I unlocked an achievement. Someone told me to do it. I love achievements. What is this little shack anyway? Well, I just discovered it myself yesterday. And why were you down here in the first place? Come on. I'm an artiste. I was looking for a good place to sketch. This is a great little place. It's artistic. It's quiet. It's cold. It's got no power. And it looks like it's about to collapse. It's true. Sounds a lot like my apartment there, pal. One thing's for sure. No one is likely to show up and disturb you here. So can I get you something to drink? Some hot water, maybe? He's getting all buddy-buddy on us, sir. Listen to me, Edgy. You've got to do this. You've got to save Iris. Why are you so sure she's innocent? Because she's cute? Watch your mouth! Anyway, I've made up my mind about it. I'm going to marry that girl. Ugh. Mr. Edgeworth is pretending he didn't hear you, so I'm gonna ask for him. Have you already asked this girl to marry you? No, not yet. But I can tell how she feels by the look in her eyes. She's got this, I really want this man to marry me over the threshold look. I'm sure Nick would be surprised. He'd never imagine I could marry such a beautiful girl like that. Something tells me he would be shocked indeed. That's why I didn't want her to do anything dangerous. I mean, what am I gonna do if she gets hurt? What is this guy trying to say? He lost me about a mile back. If we really want to know the answer to that, we're going to have to drag him into the witness stand. Come to think of it, you still haven't answered my question. Where were you, and what were you doing last night? Oh man, don't you have anything else to talk about? With that kind of attitude, you'll never be a ladies' man like me. Okay, chill out with those scary eyes. I got it. If you really want to know, last night, I saw something incredible. Something incredible. Yeah, but let's not talk about that now. Let's go talk about the good old days. What do you say? Come on, I'll pour you a nice cup of hot water. Why hasn't he realized that I absolutely despise talking about the good old days, especially with him? Okay, we gotta break this lock. I think we can. Take that! Alright, now you're going to tell me what you really saw last night. Whoa, you're really upset, aren't you, Edgy? Okay, I'll talk. Huh? That was a bit too easy. Yeah, anyway, it was awesome. Never seen anything like it. At around 10 o'clock last night, it started thundering. I'd been sleeping. I'm not sure for how long. Suddenly, zing! The world in front of me went white. Like I'd just been slapped in the face by my old girlfriend, Naomi. And then it was on fire. The bridge was on fire. Dusky bridge caught on fire. Are you saying you saw it with your own eyes? Hey, why are you giving me the evil eye? I'm telling the truth. There are still 3 psycho locks remaining. That means he's still trying to hide something. By the way, Larry, Where were you when you saw that happen? Where, you say? What do you mean? What do you mean, what do I mean? Just answer the question. I was in my own room, by the main hall. Where else would I be? As usual, you're as transparent as an empty jelly jar. The problem, I suspect, lies there. There? What do you mean, there? It's impossible for you to have seen lightning strike Dusky Bridge from your room. I think I have to... This is a map of the area. Take a look around the vicinity of the Hazakura Temple. What am I looking for? I think that should be fairly obvious. The main hall is surrounded by trees, and it's impossible to see the bridge from there. What? Why didn't you tell me that before? Well, how about it? How about what? Do you feel like talking now? About what? Looks like it won't be that easy after all. You leave me no choice. I'll have to move on to the next step. You weren't in your room at the temple, so then where were you? You don't know that? I wasn't in my room. So where was Larry, and why was he there? If I've read the situation up to this point correctly, the answer is fairly obvious. Very well then, let's test my theory. The place you witnessed lightning striking Dusky Bridge from was here. The place you saw the lightning strike from was naturally Heavenly Hall. But why would I be hanging out in this old shack? It's freezing cold, there's no electricity, and it could fall apart at any minute. Larry, how do you know that anyway? How do you know there's no electricity? After all, it's not that dark yet. Uh-oh. In other words, you have just provided evidence to prove my theory. My theory that you've at least once in your life visited Heavenly Hall after sunset. He gave Iris the note. He was gonna propose to her in here. I have to admit, I'm impressed. Edgy, you're in a totally different league from Nick. That's nice. Now tell me, what were you doing at this cold little shack last night? That's what you might call a faire de corps. I think you mean affaire de cœur. Could it be you were waiting for someone? Oh no! You really are one scary guy, you know? I believe that last night you were waiting for this person to come meet you. Oh, god damn it, Larry. There's only one person you'd wait for in a horrible place like this, Larry. I told you before, don't call me Larry. The person you were waiting for was Iris. Oh, suddenly I feel cold all over, Edgy. No doubt, because of my chilly glare. So you think I got the hots for Sister Iris, huh? Do you have some kind of evidence? You got something that proves I was waiting for her? Or are you just guessing? This is where I draw the line and end this ridiculous little game. Here's the evidence that proves you were waiting for Iris. Here's your evidence. You called her to this spot with a pathetic blackmail letter. Oh, hey, give that back! You're embarrassing me! What are you doing with that anyway? That's not important. I misjudged you, Larry. What do you mean? Taking advantage of a woman's frailty like that. You should be ashamed of yourself. Oh. First of all, what's this at the top of the letter? It says, salutation here. Well, that's what it said in the book. Letter writing for dummies. You're not supposed to actually write that. That's what you're supposed to write, Dear Iris. I'm so sorry. So you were here in Heavenly Hall last night, weren't you, Larry? And you saw the lightning hit Dusky Bridge, didn't you? Sorry, Edgy. Sorry doesn't cut it, you scumbag, threatening a young lady like that. Wait, hold up. What now, pal? What are you talking about? What threatening stuff? I'll tell you what, you tried to scare Iris by threatening to expose her secret, pal. What do you mean threatened? When did I threaten her? Unless you want your secret to be exposed. That sure sounds like a threat to me, pal. Blackmail, in fact. Give me a break, it's a love letter. Haven't you ever been in love? What did you just say? My love for her burned so hotly, it could melt all the snow on this mountain. Oh. Then what is this secret you mentioned? Come on, Edgy. Don't you get it? I'm talking about the secret love between her and me. Obviously, she wouldn't want old Lady Bikini to know about it, right? About our hot and sour, bittersweet love affair. Alright, then why did you send her a love letter in a business-like manila envelope? Give me a break, it's not my fault I didn't have any other envelopes. Yeesh! Then why were you so quick to apologize, pal? It's 'cause Edgy gave me the scary look of his. What's wrong, Edgy? Why are you so quiet all of a sudden? That's it? That's what all those huge locks were about? I don't understand why you were so defensive. Well, I don't know either. I guess the thing is, you shouldn't expect too much from a guy like me. Hey, come on, don't let it get you down. But, Mr. Edgeworth, this guy is still hiding something, I know it. What do you mean, detective? Don't forget what this guy just said a minute ago. If you really want to know, last night, I saw something incredible. He's right. Larry. God, I wish. I hate this man. Well, what? You're looking at me like a hungry dog that just found a bone. What was this something incredible you saw last night? You're going to tell me, Larry, one way or another. I already told you, didn't I? I saw lightning strike Dusky Bridge. Yes, and I believe it was the incredible sight you saw. But now that I think about it, something doesn't quite ring true. Oh, what doesn't? If that's all there is to your story, your heart wouldn't have had all those locks. Therefore, Larry, I do believe you saw something last night. Something more incredible than lightning. What? When? Where? Why? How? Hey, what do you think you're doing? If you hide anything from Mr. Edgeworth, I'll arrest you on the spot, pal. Ah! Oh! No! No! What's wrong, sir? Does this mean I have to do it all over again? Why are you glaring at me like I'm about to be hit by a bolt of lightning? I've just about had it with this Harlequin. If I really want to drag the truth out of him, I'll just have to drag him to the witness stand. Okay. We might run a little long today, but I think that's okay. Trials usually only take an hour, so I think we can get a lot done here today. Try and finish this whole case up in a week. But we gotta be dedicated. Dedicated to the cause. Oh my, Mr. Lawrence feels that way about me? Apparently. He isn't aware of your real secret at all. This is no time to be embarrassed. Sorry. I'm just hardly accustomed to that sort of thing. Worry not, and in any case, whatever it was that he saw on the night of the incident, mark my words, I will drag it out of him. Does that mean Mr. Lawrence is the witness today? No. I believe that none will be the first to take the stand. Sister Bikini? She claims to have seen the very incident in which you carried out the crime. I just want to ask you one last time. It really wasn't you who killed Miss Elise Douanet, correct? That is correct. It wasn't me. Very well. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes. You are a prosecutor, aren't you? Are you sure about this? If your true identity is revealed... don't worry. I've made the necessary arrangements. I see. Iris. It is a prosecutor's job to doubt people. But right now, I am a defense attorney. A defense attorney's job is to believe in people, and to believe until the bitter end. That's what my friend told me once. Mr. Edgeworth, I simply ask that you watch and decide for yourself whether or not I am fit to do the task I have been entrusted. Very well, sir. I leave my defense in your capable hands. Court is now in session for the trial of Sister Iris of Hazakura Temple. The defense is ready, Your Honor. He's got the little badge! He's wearing it! Yeah, I just don't like, I don't like stopping mid-trial, because then I get all... I forget what the heck we were doing. We've done that a couple of times, and it's been no good. The defense does indeed appear to be ready. However, the same cannot be said for the prosecution in this case. Indeed. I'm not sure I like such a blatant waste of this court's time. An empty prosecutor's chair can only mean that the prosecutor has no confidence in their ability to prove their case. It would seem this case is already over before it had a chance to begin. I am ready to announce my verdict at this time. This court finds the defendant.
Objection!
Yes! Yes! There she is! The prosecution stands ready. And you are? Franziska von Karma, prosecuting prodigy. Von Karma, you say? Oh, this is the Canadian judge from last trial. Perchance you wouldn't be of any relation to the legendary prosecutor Manfred von Karma. Legends are a thing of the past. I am a von Karma, and that is all. Upon a special request, I flew in today for the purposes of prosecuting this case. You did? Then you must be quite a big shot, eh? By the way, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. I'm almost certain that I've seen you somewhere before. Or am I just imagining things? You look very much like a prosecutor I met once. I believe you are imagining things, Your Honor. Miss von Karma, do you have anything to say? So the whole thing is, because Miles Edgeworth is a prosecutor, he can't just be defending people. I do believe that is against the rules to some degree. He can get in trouble, I guess, if he is caught defending when he is a prosecutor. So he needed to get a judge that wouldn't recognize him, despite him being very famous, and a prosecutor that wouldn't rat him out. So we got Von Karma, and because Godot was a no-show for whatever reason. So we got Von Karma because she won't snitch, and we got a judge that won't recognize him. So we got the judge from 5 years ago. It's very convoluted for very... because No. We just got a different judge. The two judges are different. These are two different judges. There is no such weakling as this man among those of the prosecutor's office. There isn't? But I'm sure once before in this courtroom... I told you, there is no such weakling. What's that? A whip? I'm not sure I care for such things in my courtroom. But bailiff, remove that whip.
Hold it!
I have no objection to the whip. You don't? The prosecution can wield the whip or drink 17 cups of coffee. But there is still only one truth. That is what I stand here to prove today. This promises to be interesting, Miles Edgeworth. I had expected to face Phoenix Wright here today, but looking at you now, maybe this is what I have been waiting for all this time. Miles Edgeworth, I will not allow this chance to crush you slip through my fingers. I see you brought your flair for the histrionic. Allow me to add things I'm not sure about. People acting bizarrely in my court. Oh! The stage is set. Now continue with the proceedings, Your Honor. Very well, Miss Von Karma. Please give an outline of this case, with as little whipping as possible. The murder victim is the famed picture book author, Miss Elise Toinette. Her body was found in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. She had been stabbed through the torso by a ceremonial sword from a golden statue. The sword in this picture. Is the weapon in question correct? Very well. The court accepts this photo of the crime scene. There is no mistake. This was the doing of Sister Iris. After all, there is a witness to her crime. Very well. Please bring this witness to the stand. And so it begins. My first and last trial as a defense attorney. Witness, state your name and occupation, please. Hold on here. I'm not sure about being not sure if I care for this at all. Witness, please stand up nice and straight. If I recall correctly, there are a few milk crates in the defendant's lobby for our back pain-plagued witness. Bailiff, fetch a crate for this poor lady, please. Once again, your name and occupation, please. Little old me? Well, I'm the head nun of Hazakura Temple on Eagle Mountain. My name is Bikini. You got it? Bikini. Nice to meet everyone. But you don't appear to be wearing a bikini right now. Oh, the courtroom is the garden of holy judgment. Those with lechery in their hearts should leave this sanctuary at once. You want me to leave? No need to get your bikinis in a twist, let me tell you. I'm a sight to behold in summer. In any case, witness, I hear that you saw the crime take place on the night in question. That's right. I can still hardly believe it myself, to be honest. There's no way my dear little Iris could do anything like that. Let us hear what you have to say. First, tell us about your own movements that night, eh? I am not being nearly Canadian enough for this judge. A boot. That night, I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple, but, well, as you can see, my back likes to act up violently. So I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to the Hazakura Temple. There's no bath in the inner temple, you see, and I needed a long, hot soak. It was after I had finished, just as I was heading back. That's when I saw it. So it was simply coincidence that you found yourself returning to Hazakura Temple? Yes, you could say that. If my back hadn't been in so much pain, I would have stayed at the inner temple. That sounds like a pretty important statement she just made. There is only one problem with this testimony that I can see. And you're not about to fall at the first hurdle. Now are you, Miles Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth, please begin your cross-examination. That night, I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple, but... What is this inner temple? Well, you see, conversing with the spirits is what we train people to do, right? Well, we'll be the ones asking you the questions, madam. In order to do that, a place strong in spiritual power is required. There's a small temple across Dusky Bridge called the Inner Temple. Acolytes must spend an entire night there to undergo intense training. And how exactly do you help with this process? It's all quite exacting. It can't be performed without a nun supervising. Like a tutor watching to make sure a spoiled child studies. A tutor with a whip, in your case. If that is the case, then why did you return to Hazakura Temple, where the murder took place? Well, as you can see, my back likes to act up violently. Violently? That's right. It's no laughing matter, especially in winter. I can't hold anything heavier than a knife and fork during the cold months. Just being alive is like strict training. On the night of the murder, was this fabulous back of yours hurting again? That's right. Raging like a bull in a pig pen. I almost fainted once or twice. I just knew that unless I warmed up, it was going to finally finish me off. So I left Iris to help the Acolyte and returned to the Hazakura Temple.
Hold it!
You left Iris to help? With what? What do you think? The Acolyte's training, of course. It was just past 10 p.m. or so, and they were starting to enter the training exercises proper. Wasn't it your place to remain with the disciple? Well, the job is simply to watch over the Acolyte, so they don't pass away. Just to confirm this point again, that night, you met Iris in the inner temple, correct? Yes, she's a gentle, honest girl. She's never once failed to follow my directions. I think I can present...
Objection!
Witnesses have to undergo their own trials, I'm afraid. The defendant's fate rests on their powers of observation and memory, after all. Well, don't worry. I'm more than up to the task. I'm a woman of faith, after all. The head honcho of the Hazakura Temple. In that case, Miss Honcho, I'd like you to explain something for me. The discrepancy between your testimony and that of the defendant, Iris. She claims that after ringing the lights out bell, she went back and stayed in her room. Which means she did not go to the intertemple at all. No. She said that? A defendant or a witness? Who is more likely to lie, do you suppose? The defendant is simply lying to cover her back. But that is completely illogical. The murder was committed in the courtyard of Hazakura Temple. Claiming that she went to the inner temple would make for a much better alibi. But that is odd. Whatever the reason, I can't believe that she would lie. She does indeed have honest eyes. Well, all people lie. That is my belief. Why am I the only one being whipped in here? Anyway, neither the witness nor the defendant have any reason to lie, which means we must call your memory into question. Dear. You're older than me, and yet you want to play that game, do you? Well, this isn't exactly. My memory is perfect, crystal clear, especially in winter. Then I suppose it's too early to end this cross-examination, eh? Mr. Edgeworth, if you are going to question the memory of the witness, you will need to show me a more decisive piece of evidence. Understood, Your Honor. I was naive to think that that alone would do the trick. Then please add your comments about Iris to the testimony, and let us return to the cross-examination. That night, I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple, but, well, as you can see, my back likes to act violently. Iris came to the inner temple, and she was dressed exactly as she had been at dinner. I don't think that's true, because Iris gave Phoenix her hood, so she couldn't have been dressed exactly the same. Witness, let's get one thing straight. The defendant whom you claim to have met, she was wearing this demon warding hood, correct? Of course! That is a very important piece of clothing, I'll have you know. Wait a minute.
Objection!
Hold it right there. Why do you have that? That's the question of the day now, isn't it, Miss Von Karma? I'll have you know that this hood was given to someone as a gift that night, before the lights out bell was rung. What? You know where I'm going with this, don't you? If the witness had seen the defendant as she claims, then the iris she saw should have been missing this very hood. Well. It's not a bad feeling at all, exposing contradictions. Now I understand that happy look on Wright's face every time he does it. Order in the... Sister, this hood. You have spare ones around the temple, don't you? Spares? Well, I do tend to make too many of them. I see. A stockpile, a surplus of hoods, eh? Each nun is only given one hood. This should be the only hood that Iris owned. That is quite strange. If there was a surplus of hoods, then she could have worn one of those. There is no contradiction here. I'm sorry to break this to you, Miss Von Karma, but you won't get away that easily. Discrepancies such as this will sow seeds in any human heart. The seeds of doubt. Witness, while I don't wish to call your testimony into doubt, you must give every detail with precision. I'm not sure I'm comfortable going along with this. Sister, you shall continue with your testimony. Tell us what you saw after finishing your bath on your way back to the inner temple. Those seeds of doubt are sprouting in the judge's heart. They just need a little more stimulation to bear fruit. Contradictory simulation. I finished my bath around 11, and I thought I should return to the temple. As I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard, and I took a look, and Iris was... Oh, Mystic Elise. And with that sword of all things... Mystic Elise was staying in the corner room, which faces the courtyard. The stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of her window. You saw a truly terrible sight, didn't you? If I was in your place, then it would be much like Miss Von Karma whipping Mr. Edgeworth in two, of course, and me seeing it all from this very chair. Well, something like that. This judge. His imagination is about as vivid and creative as Detective Gumshoe. I would look the fool if I commented on such foolishness. Anyway, this case is mine, Miles Edgeworth. Calling everyone by their full name. Can't you do something about that habit of yours? I finished my bath around 11, and I thought I should return to the inner temple.
Hold it!
How far is it from your temple room to the inner how far is it from your room to the inner temple? Let me think a moment. About 20 minutes on these stumps of mine. It's about 15 minutes to Dusky Bridge from Hasakura Temple. The inner temple is just beyond the bridge. Still, you never made it back there that night, did you? That's right. I was heading along the walkway towards the main hall. And as I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard. I took a look and Iris was... Oh, I think I missed one. Yeah.
Hold it!
You say you heard a noise? Thump! Just like that. That could only be the sound of the victim falling. It's very quiet in the temple, you know. You can even hear the snow falling from the branches. Thump! Just like that. But then, couldn't this noise you have heard been snow falling to the ground? I never thought of that. Whoa. The next one to laugh gets a whipping. Well, whatever the source of the sound, I looked over at the courtyard and... Iris was, oh, Mystic Elise, with that sword of all things.
Hold it!
This is the second time that the witness has testified to seeing the defendant, but some doubt remains in these claims. Hey, just what does that mean? Just because you're a good-looking young man doesn't mean it gives you the right to... The murderer who stabbed the victim with the sword. Sister Bikini, try and call exactly who it was you saw, as clearly as you can. Well, you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you. Oh, now that you mention it, there was something awfully strange about her. something has been bugging me all this time. Please, don't keep us in suspense. Her hood! Her hood? That's right! It's coming back to me! Iris, she wasn't wearing her hood! Ah, I thought something was out of place, but it all makes sense now, doesn't it? After all, she'd given that hood away to someone, right? Ah, fuck. Ha! You've dug your own grave, Miles Edgeworth. What do you say, Mr. Edgeworth? Is that testimony important? No. Absolutely not. This line of questioning is only going to tear the wound open further. These statements are as useless as the investigation of a certain detective. There is no need to record them. Very well. Please continue with your testimony. That information? Fucking is worthless. Don't even worry about it. Mystic Elise was staying in the corner room which faces the courtyard. The room the victim was staying in overlooked the courtyard, correct? Which means the victim's room was on the second floor. No. Hazakura Temple is a single-story building, but the mountain itself slopes downwards, which elevates the main gate on the side of the temple and the guest rooms in the back to about the height of a two-story building. I see. And the victim was staying in one of these elevated rooms, correct? Yes. I should know. I'm the one who carried her things to her room after all. The stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of her window. What makes you so sure of all this? It's just like I told you earlier. I heard a noise from the courtyard. A thump, just like that. You're one smart sister, I'll give you that. The autopsy report states that the victim's body was covered in bruises, indicating a fall from around 10 feet in height. It appears that the witness was not mistaken then. Yep, I'm more than just a pretty vase, especially in winter. I'm a one of faith, after all, the head honcho of Hakazura Temple. There's only 2 of them working there. What's wrong, Miles Edgeworth? No snappy comeback remark? It doesn't feel like she's lying. This is a very powerful testimony, too. She claims to have seen the incident in which the defendant stabbed the victim. There's only 2 things I can believe right now. My client, Iris, and my own abilities as a defense attorney. Okay. I need to look at some shit real quick. Oh! The body fell 10 feet after death. She was stabbed first and then thrown to the ground. So that makes a lot of things. That actually complicates everything.
Objection!
Impressive logic. That's what I'd like to say anyway. Oh, please do. My brain is something else, especially in winter. However, I think you are overlooking one thing. Miss Von Karma, would you be so kind as to take another look at the autopsy report? The autopsy report. The victim did fall from a height of 10 feet. However, this fall was after she was killed. That's right. It says after death right here. The scene the witness claims to have seen is contradictory. As the defendant stabbed and killed the victim there in the courtyard, how did the victim then go to take on a 10-foot fall? Order! The victim was killed and then fell. If that is the case, then the victim must have been killed in her room. Don't you agree? That is logical conclusion. Yes, that's right. The victim must have been stabbed by the defendant in her own room. Then she was then thrown out her window down into the courtyard below.
Objection!
Were there any signs of a struggle in Miss Duanet's room? She was stabbed with a sword. That would leave a bloodstain, wouldn't you agree? Well, Miss Von Karma, was there any blood? No traces of blood were found in the victim's room. Your work has just caused traces of blood to be found in my glorious playoff beard. However, I'm sure there's no need for me to go over this, as I am sure your honor is well aware of when a stab wound produces the most blood. When it produces the most blood, very little blood is actually lost at the moment of the blade's insertion. If you want to talk about when the most blood would be lost from a body, then that would be when the blade is removed. Indeed. With the weapon still in place, it acts like a lid on the wound. That's true. With the weapon still in the body, there wouldn't be much bleeding. A perfectly reasonable line of thinking. We have come to a conclusion then. The victim was thrown out of the window with the sword still in place. This removes all of the contradictions. Order, order. I must admit that this is a probable version of events. I expect no less from Franziska von Karma. She locates and takes control of every vital point. It seems that we need a clearer testimony from the witness. Remove all supposition on your part and tell us only the facts, please. Witness, please, remain standing on the crate. Don't go selling me short now. The weight of winter snow has bent me out of shape. Especially my back and my mood. Sister, please give us your testimony. I will give you a vigorous massage once we are finished here. With the whip? Oh boy. Alright. God, I would kill for a massage. My back is a disaster. My bunny ears are too heavy. When I looked across at the scene, the sword was already in place. Thinking about it now, I didn't actually see her stab Mystic Elise. I've never seen so much blood before. That's when I fainted. You can't blame me, can you? And when I awoke, Mystic Ami was stabbing Mystic Elise through the back. A little thump thump. It sounds so good. This all confirms Miss Von Karma's theory. Von Karma strive for nothing but perfection. Putting together such facts is nothing for me. You should know that, Miles Edgeworth. Perfection is an impossibility, Franziska Von Karma, and I'm here to teach you just that. This has nothing to do with what's currently happening, but when we found Mystic Ami's staff... Hold on, look at that in a second. When we found... not Mystic Ami, Mystic Elise. We found her staff, but it was missing the purple amethyst, but all the hoods have the purple amethyst. Iris's has one, and hers has one. But Elise said that she wasn't... I don't know what she said exactly. I don't know. There's more to that woman, quite obviously, than what she appears, but I unless it's just a coincidence. Anyway, when I looked across at the scene, the sword was already in place. I just can't help looking at these big purple balls.
Hold it!
time was the victim bleeding? Well, I was very shocked to be seeing all this, of course, so I'm not entirely sure. But I don't think I saw any blood, not then. I'm sure that you didn't. The weapon was acting as a plug in the wound. In any case, let's be clear on one very important point. Did you actually see the instant in which the victim was stabbed? Thinking about it now, I didn't actually see her stab Mystic Elise. I've never seen so much blood before. That's when I fainted. You can't blame me, can you? And when I awoke, Mystic Ami was stabbing Mystic Elise through the back. Oh. I keep doing that. I'll never learn. So you're saying that you saw the victim's blood? That's right! Some of it had splattered onto Iris, too. When the defendant was arrested, she was meditating in her room, and her blood-flecked clothing was neatly folded in the corner. What? Her clothes were blood-flecked as well? That seems quite conclusive to me. What should I do? Press this point further? Nope. I can't afford to make things look any worse for the defendant. I'll bide my time for now. Witness, please continue your testimony from after you witnessed the victim bleeding. That's when I fainted. You can't blame me, can you? Now, on to what the killer did next. You saw none of it, correct? Well, I was unconscious. How long were you out for? I don't know, 10, maybe 20 minutes? A young man with a very prickly-looking head woke me up. By stepping on me, actually. I'm not sure I like the method of resuscitation. Well, I wasn't asking for mouth-to-mouth or anything of the sort, but I would have welcomed a more gentle awakening right about then, let me tell you. I shall have words with the offender personally. What did you see upon awakening? When I awoke, Mystic Ami was stabbing Mystic Elise through the back. My Mystic Ami, you are referring to the golden statue, correct? Just stabbing someone with the Shikisuto, a sacred treasure, is terrible enough. But to then make Mystic Ami holding the blade? Truly a heinous, despicable crime. It is easy to despise something. Anyone can do it. However, there is something that cannot be done so easily. Whatever it is, I'm sure it's doubly hard for you. Anyway, what is the problem? Exactly why would the killer set up this gruesome scene? Can anyone explain the reasoning behind that? No, I don't think I can. There isn't always a logical reason behind why someone acts. That's true, so true. In early spring, for example, I often find myself... There isn't always. That phrase might come in handy someday. There are too many unnatural elements in this case. Why was it necessary to use the Shisuto from the Ami statue as a weapon? Why was the weapon ultimately placed back in the hand of the statue? If I can expose the flaws in this testimony, perhaps I will then begin to find the truth. Oh shit. I don't think... Did I press this one? I actually don't think I did. Thinking about it now, I didn't actually see her stab. Think carefully, this is very important. It's Iris we're talking about here. I'm thinking for all I'm worth. No, when I looked over, the sword was already in Mystic Elise's body. Might not be conclusive, but this testimony supports her theory. The victim was stabbed in her room and then dropped into the courtyard. I think this proves it rather well, Miles Edgeworth. So the only thing I can do is actually press that statement from before. It seemed like a bad thing to do, but I think it's all that I can do. Going back to your previous statement, you said that you saw little bleeding when the victim was stabbed, but now you say you saw the victim bleeding. Well, I say that what I saw is what I saw. What did you see? Maybe I didn't see the poor woman get stabbed, but I saw the girl pull the sword out of her, plain as day. Pulling the sword out. Hello, Mama! Well, it wasn't exactly pulling, it was more like... It was more like came out. You don't trust Miss Bikini? I trust Miss Bikini. Witness, you will add this statement to your testimony. Oh, was that important? More important than you can imagine. I saw the instant in which the blade plunged into the hilt. It was smoothly drawn out. Oh, that is not true. It was definitely not plunged into the hilt.
Objection!
Sister Bikini, you are a reliable witness. At least, I'd like to think so. But there are too many contradictions here. Oh, and Zeb is here too! Zeb is coming! What do you mean? You make it sound as though I'm a liar. But you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you. What contradictions are you talking about? In the scene that the witness claims to have seen, the weapon was thrust up to the hilt into the victim. Furthermore, the killer withdrew the weapon smoothly from the body. However, both of these are complete impossibilities. What do you mean? Please explain. Explain yourself. To start with, do you think it would be possible to stab someone to the hilt with this? Hello, Zeb, and welcome back. I am good, and how are you? Were you playing more Pillars of Eternity today? No matter how I look at the defendant, she doesn't appear strong enough for that.
Objection!
Doesn't appear? What meaningless dribble. I, too, may appear to be weak and frail, but I can crush men under my heel and make them weep should I so choose. The objection stands. I wept a little back there, I must admit.
Objection!
That isn't the only issue here. If this sword was truly stabbed into the body up to the hilt, well, just look at the branches on it. It certainly wouldn't come out smoothly. We also have the problem of the amount of bleeding. It's true that when the blade is left in a body, it acts as a plug of sorts. However, when the weapon is shaped like this, it's an entirely different story. The wound would be too large for the blade to completely stop the bleeding. Oh, it always feels like you're messing up quests in Pillars of Eternity. It always feels somehow like you've done the wrong thing. What quest line?
Objection!
That's nothing more than conjecture. In reality, the victim was stabbed with the shinshistu. Even a weapon of this nature may still sometimes slide out smoothly, and may still sometimes stop the blood loss.
Objection!
I'm not finished. There is still one more conclusive contradiction. You've still got more? This one is simple. If the sword really was thrust in all the way to the hilt, why is there only blood on the tip of it? If this witness is telling the truth, then there should be blood along the entire length of the sword. No! I did the exact same thing. The exact same thing. And then, yeah. I did a big whoopsie doodle. I was just doing all my dialogue options, and then I became an accidental narc. And I got her banned from the library, yep. I was just doing my dialogue choices. Bravo, Miles Edgeworth. Raising this many contradictions from a single piece of evidence. All the other attorneys I know could maybe manage one, if that. But what does all this mean? You have proven contradictions regarding the murder weapon, but having come this far, there can only be one answer. And that is, the weapon used to kill the victim was not the Shinjitsu. What? A foolishly foolish idea born from the foolish mind of a foolhardy foolish fool. Let's examine this again. What was it that made us think this sword was the murder weapon? I am playing Edgeworth. Phoenix fell off a bridge and almost died. So Edgeworth is here now. Well, it's because Mystic Kami was holding it. Exactly. However, if you reflect on this, that is the only basis we have to assume such a thing. The impression left by the scene was just too strong, and that is what influenced us. It influenced us to believe that the Shinsitu was the murder weapon. Order! So maybe the Shinsitu was not the murder weapon. Even if that is the case, it changes nothing, Miles Edgeworth. The sister here saw everything. She saw the defendant stab the victim with a sword-like object. That's true. Your response, Mr. Edgeworth? If that is so, I would like the prosecution to answer the obvious question it raises. The obvious question? Yes, namely, where did the real murder weapon disappear to? It goes without saying that the police searched the main hall and the surrounding area. Perhaps the prosecution can enlighten us as to if a sword-like object was found. That's... Answer the question, Miss Von Karma. No evidence of that kind was found. Another mystery to throw onto the pile. A trial without a murder weapon is a tricky beast. Excuse me, could I say something? I just remembered something, actually. What is it, sister? I was just thinking, it's possible that just maybe what actually happened was it was just over there. What exactly are you going on about here? The murder weapon, I mean. Maybe... I think I might know where the sword was disposed of. You what? Well then. I think we need to hear the testimony from you one more time, sister. Impossible. What else? What else could this old woman have seen? Maybe Mama Moss was right, and this woman is a crazy big liar. Maybe we should have listened to Mama Moss. I saw the murder at around 11 p.m. and after asking that it be reported, I went out to the main gate. And there I saw tracks that indicated that the snowmobile had been used. It takes 15 minutes to walk to Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 using one of those. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River, and it came back while I was knocked out. Iris could have done that. She could drive a snowmobile after all. Witness, please tell us everything you know right away next time. Well, I'm not in the best of shape, what with my back and my age, you know. Quite. There were indeed snowmobile tracks in front of the main gate. Here is a photograph. That's not possible, though, because it was snowing that night. A snowmobile, eh? I see. Well, it certainly is an interesting theory. The tracks begin in front of Hakazura Temple and run all the way to Dusky Bridge. No, it was snowing that night. Those tracks should be gone. That solves your pesky little problem, yes? The Eagle River's current is quite swift, meaning that it doesn't freeze over in winter, making it the perfect place to dispose of the murder weapon. Did she really go to the river to dispose of the murder weapon? Mr. Edgeworth, your cross-examination, please. I saw the murder at around 11.
Hold it!
You are sure about the time? Yes, I was worried about it after all. Why was that? Because I have a strong sense of responsibility, especially at this time of year. The acolyte was being doused in freezing water at the time. I couldn't very well take it easy in the bath all night, now could I? So at 11, I decided to leave the Hazakura Temple. Her estimation of the time seems reliable, at least. Please continue, sister. And after asking it be reported, I went out to the main gate.
Hold it!
You asked Phoenix Wright to report the crime, correct? Right, the one who trampled me. It seems she is the type to hold a grudge. There isn't a phone in the main hull, so I sent him to the bridge. Phoenix, right. He didn't even have his cell phone on him. He had forgotten it at home, apparently. What a naive boy, as always. Not only do I always carry my phone, but I always have my whip in hand, too. Anyway, I was really scared, and it was taking him a while to get back. Oh, well, congrats on your second injection. Those can get a bit, I think I felt... Oh god, I did have some crazy second injections symptoms. It made my lungs really hurt. Like, it was crazy. But some people get nauseous and stuff, so just take it easy and get lots of rest and sleep off whatever crazy effects. But at least you got it. That's the important thing. But, yeah. Have a big nap. But thanks for stopping by and for the raid, and I hope to see you around some more, Zeb. Take care. So I thought I'd go out by the main gate for a spell. And there I saw tracks. Tracks that indicated that the snowmobile had been used. Good night!
Hold it!
As I recall, there was a snowmobile outside the main gate when I visited. That's it! That's the only one we have. It'll run no matter how much snow falls. Now, you're certain the snowmobile was there at the main gate when you arrived? Yes, of course. It was parked in front of the gate. So, she had already gone, discarded the murder weapon, and returned by that time? I'm not sure if this is really relevant. What should I do? We're gonna stop there. Looks very likely that the snowmobile is related to this case. I can't help but think that if Iris used it, but for what? I'd better hold off on this, for now. Well then, witness, how long does it take to reach the bridge by snowmobile? It takes 15 minutes to walk the dusky bridge, but less than 5 using one of those.
Hold it!
In that case, why didn't you use it yourself? You could have spared yourself some walking. There's no reason for that. Have we got a moment for me to explain? I think that's why the question was asked in the first place. It was about a month ago. I was driving my beloved little snowmobile, happy as can be. I'd fetched some water and was heading back when I went and crashed it into a tree. The tree and my back both went crunch, just like that. Crunch! Crunch. I haven't been able to find the courage to ride anything since then. Anyway, the killer must have used it. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out.
Hold it!
Refresh our memory. How long were you knocked out for? Like I said, somewhere between 10 to 20 minutes. It's possible to get to the bridge and back in 10 minutes using the snowmobile. I have to concede that it is more than enough time. Is that all you wish to concede, Miles Edgeworth? Iris could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile after all. Okay, I think I have to present. Yes.
Objection!
I admit this photograph proves something. I prove that the snowmobile was used on the night of the murder. You finally accepted the inevitable, it seems, Miles Edgeworth. However, if what the witness says is true, why is there only one set of tracks? What do you mean? Iris left Hazakura Temple, threw that weapon into the river, and then returned. If that was the case, then naturally there should be 2 sets of tracks in the snow. Those from heading out onto the bridge and those from coming back. Ah, you're right! You are forgetting one thing, Miles Edgeworth. On the night of the murder, it was snowing. The tracks leading to the bridge were erased by the snowfall. This removes your precious contradiction now, doesn't it? I see. While she was at the river, the snow stopped, leaving just the return of tracks in the snow. What do you have to say now, Miles Edgeworth? Is there a flaw in her theory? Yes. The idea that the snowfall covered one set. The tracks to the river were covered by snow. What a nice theory. However, Miss Von Karma, that is impossible. Why would you care to explain? Why there's a rude index finger currently pointed in my general direction? No need. The evidence will do all the talking for me. They did do the gulp effect for Crutch. On the night of the murder, the killer went and returned from Dusky Bridge. In order to dispose of the murder weapon, the outgoing tracks were erased by snow, or so claims Miss Von Karma. Mr. Edgeworth, present your evidence to the contrary, eh? Evidence that the outgoing tracks were not covered by snow. I need to double check this. Lightning strike. Snow with occasional lightning strikes. Snow 7 to approximately 10:50 p.m. Lightning from 10 to approximately 11. I don't know. I'm gonna present this, but I don't know if it's right. It has to be, though. It's all I got. Witness, please tell us again what time it was when you witnessed the crime. Like I said, it was around 11. Of course. This means that the weapon was thrown away after that time, correct? On that note, please take a look at this data. It is the weather report for Eagle Mountain on the night of the murder. The weather report? Snow started to fall at 7 p.m., but stopped around 10:50. Okay, good. Therefore, when the sister witnessed the crime at 11 p.m., the snow had already stopped falling. It's impossible for tracks to be made after that time to have been covered up. Order! Order! Very well, then. It looks like Miss Von Karma's claim has been snowed in. Whoa! It's too soon to be closing this trial due to snow. Miles Edgeworth, how pathetic of you to rely on the weather of all things. Answer me this, then. When is a weather report ever correct? No, you've got it all wrong. This isn't a forecast. This is actual data. Forecast data, all weather reports have some inaccuracies. It may have still been snowing in the vicinity well past 11 p.m. It's true, we cannot be totally sure, eh? What? How did she pull that off? It had stopped snowing at Hazakura Temple when the murder took place. You need to provide conclusive evidence of this. I've come this far. There's no turning back now. Very well. I, too, cannot allow any doubt to remain concerning this testimony. You can't back down, can you? Such a perfectionist, Miles Edgeworth. Very well, then, Mr. Edgeworth. Where is your evidence that it had already stopped snowing when the victim was killed? I think it's this, because she doesn't have any snow on her. Question. Ultimately, it all comes down to one point. That being whether or not it was not snowing in that courtyard when the victim was stabbed. That's right, but proving that is incredibly easy. If we want to know whether it was snowing or not, this photo will tell us everything. Of course, I am referring to the photo of the crime scene. As you can see, everything is covered with snow, with just one exception. And that is the victim herself, Miss Elise 1A. Why is there no snow on top of her? The answer is simple. And it stopped snowing when she was killed. That's why. Ugh. In other words, if the killer really did go to the Eagle River to dispose of the murdered weapon, then in this photograph there should be two sets of tracks. Order. Just what are you suggesting, Miles Edgeworth? To be honest, I'm not entirely sure myself, but this is simply what all the facts point to. That night, someone used the snowmobile to leave Hazakura Temple. From the tracks left, it can be understood that they were heading for Dusky Bridge. At that time, it was still snowing. Of course it was, because those tracks were erased by the snow. Then, when this person returned to Hazakura Temple, the snow had stopped. Thus, the return tracks remained. Can I say something? This all sounds a bit fishy to me. What does, sister? There is only one key for the snowmobile. Furthermore, on the night in question, we know that the defendant had it. The key was found in her room after the murder, which can only mean that night, Iris used the snowmobile to go to the Inner Temple. But Iris said that she never went there. I should probably press on this point some more when I get the chance. The snowmobile can't cross the suspension bridge, so she must have left it at the Hazakura side of the bridge and crossed on foot. That sounds right. But what's odd is when I left Iris and returned to Hazakura Temple, I didn't see anything near Dusky Bridge. You must have just failed to see it, sister. Maybe, but when I made it back to Hazakura Temple, it was there by the main gate. The snowmobile. I mean, I know what I saw. It was covered in snow too. But that isn't possible. Order, order, order! What does all this mean? I don't fucking know. Ugh. So then what was the snowmobile used for? It wasn't taken by the defendant when she went to the Inner Temple. If it had been, then the witness couldn't possibly have seen it by the gate. And furthermore, it wasn't used by the killer to dispose of the murder weapon. If that was the case, there should be 2 sets of tracks in this photo. All we know is this. After it stopped snowing, someone used the snowmobile to return to Hazakura Temple. I never thought a simple snowmobile could cause so much trouble. I think we've learned all we can from this witness. Yes, yes. I have nothing more to add. I've told you everything that I know. But then, that still leaves us with the same problem. If only there was someone, a witness, who could testify to having seen the snowmobile. A witness, huh? Was there no one out walking, perhaps near Dusky Bridge on that night? I don't think that's likely. It was cold enough to freeze your ears off. Only an idiot would go out wandering in that. Unless they had something really important to do. That's a shame. Hold on. Something is coming to me. An idiot may well have gone out wandering in that subarctic night. Your Honor, actually there just might be one individual who may be of help to us. Really? You know of someone who might have seen the snowmobile on the night of the murder? I don't know for sure if he saw it or not. But there are 2 things about him that do come to mind. Which are? First, that he saw something incredible on the night of the murder. And the second being, this individual that I am thinking of went wandering outside in the cold that night. In other words, he is our kind of idiot. Mr. Edgeworth, who is this idiot you're talking about? Unfortunate. This guy must be a product of Jean-Luc Delodac's Guide to Obnoxious French Painting. This is Larry Butts, a disciple of the victim Elise Douanet. Her student? Interesting. And why was he wandering about outside on the night of the murder? I could tell them all about his designs for Iris, but it may cost us his credibility as a witness before I even call him. He is, after all, an artist. He was perhaps searching for something in the snowy scenery that would move him. Although I cannot guarantee that this is the reason. And so, this unfortunate, unreliable-looking man, what exactly was it that he saw? I intend to extract that from him right here in this courtroom. Summon this youth as a witness immediately. I have no choice, do I? I believe he is in the gallery for this trial. I will not take long to summon him. Very well. Larry. You may have escaped me yesterday, but today I'm going to get everything out of you. The court will now adjourn for a 20-minute break. Miss Von Karma, please see to preparing the next witness. Understood, Your Honor. Good. Well then, court is now in recess. I hope so too, Sprightly. Ooh, we ended at a very good time, and I feel like we got pretty far. I assume eventually we'll get Phoenix back. Probably after the trial, because then it will be 2 days? I'm not sure. But this is where we have to call it. Thank you so very much for being here, and thanks for everyone stopping by, and Zeb for the raid. I am hoping to finish Phoenix Wright this week, though I do not know if we can, and then I have to think quickly about the game I'm going to play next. I am still pondering and hemming and hawing about it, but for now, thank you so very much for being here. I will be back with more Phoenix Wright at 2 p.m. EST tomorrow, but I will be back in an hour for more Nier Replicant. So, I think we'll be moving along with the story quite a bit. I think we'll really start hitting the gas pedal with that. So, very, very exciting. Yeah, thank you for being here. I hope to see you soon. If not, I hope you all have a lovely afternoon and evening. And take care and goodbye.